La Crosse, Wisconsin is a great place to live, work, and play. The City Vision 2020 podcast this month featuring Jared Flick, a recreation specialist from Crosse Park Recreation and Forestry. Jared, a lot of things stopped this year because of COVID. Let's talk a little bit about COVID, and we'll kind of move on to some other things. How did the City of La Crosse Park and Rec deal with COVID, and what are things moving forward when it comes to dealing with COVID?
We had a lot of things happen. We had outright programming get canceled. We lost our aquatics season. And then we also saw how important parks are to people. We saw this flurry and a flood of people into the parks this summer, which is great. It showed some of our weakness. It showed a lot of positive things that are out there, and it really helped us with seeing what was out there. The programming piece was very difficult just because things started off with some restrictions as far as the amount of people that can be together. And we tried programming some things. We tried running a baseball program, but we had to cancel it. And now we're trying to be proactive with the things that we're doing as far as, like, this fall, we ran a track and soccer program. Athletics, that it's easy to social distance and there's less contact with stuff. We had a pretty good turnout with that. That worked out really good.
As we turn the page to winter here in Wisconsin, what are some of the things that the La Crosse Park and Rec is going to be working on or doing in the winter season?
Yeah, so some of the normal things that we would do would be like our basketball program for kids. And that is something that we can't do just because access to facilities that run through the school district, and right now the schools are closed. So we're trying to focus on things that we can kind of control and get people outside. We're actually starting a hiking program for kids, kind of a structured setting, go out and, move around, get some exercise, and kind of try to help improve their, overall. We're going to be doing that. We have a figure skating program right now that we're doing over at the Green Island Ice Arena. And then we're just going to focus on more stuff that we can outside. So we're talking about running like a youth broom ball league over at Copeland. Just some fun things to get people out and moving around and motivated this winter.
Well, Jared, you mentioned Green Island, and I know that Green Island was big in the news at the beginning of the year. That's staying open now, right? And there's new facilities happening there as well.
It is, yes. The arena itself is open. The River City Youth Hockey Organization entered into a 6-month use agreement with the city with operation of the facility. So it is open. We're up and running. They're doing everything. They're doing a great job, and they're actually getting a lot of use over there right now.
A lot of construction happening in that area. Tennis courts happening, as a matter of fact, in that specific location, right?
There is. We entered into an agreement with UBL Aquinas and the Tennis Association in La Crosse. We have 13 brand new outdoor tennis courts there, and the construction was completed right around Labor Day, so we did have a few months of everything being open, and they've been popular. That was kind of our first phase to the construction out there with the tennis courts, and phase 2 is going to be coming in we're going to add some lights to 7 of the courts so we can kind of expand the community's access to the courts in the spring and the fall. Our final phase 3, would be coming probably in the next 1 to 2 years, would be indoor tennis courts, and that's all going to be fundraised privately. We know the organized groups with the Tennis Association, but there's a lot of little sub-popular groups that go out and play, and there's a lot of people.
I was actually surprised because this last summer, especially with COVID and everything being shut down, my kids took up tennis, and they were playing at Wagon Park at the tennis courts there.
Yeah, all of the courts this summer got slammed, whether they were the tennis courts. And what we saw is really, really heavy is we added a new basketball court over at Powell. And that thing it's been bombarded with people. And we've seen a lot of people with some improvements over at the Erickson basketball courts and over at Bluffview as well, too, that people are they need something to do, and that's where they're going.
What about sledding? Growing up in the upper Midwest, there's always, the thrill of going sledding. Is there any places in La Crosse to go sledding, Jared?
Yeah, Forest Hills is a very popular place to sled. Last year, we started doing these pop-up sledding nights where we would bring lights out and people can sled at night and with hot chocolate and fires and stuff like that. We're going to do more of that this year just to kind of keep people out and motivated. Sledding is very popular, and we're going to do something with that. We've also got some other kind of ideas out there that we're going to try to do with sledding.
Excellent. What about learn to skate? Is there still learn to skate times as well, or no? Or is that part of the hockey?
The Hockey Association runs the learn to skate program now. So if you want to do any learn to skate programs, River City Youth Hockey is doing that.
Late summer, early fall, there was some construction over at Pitibone. What happened over there?
Yeah, so at Pitibone, we kind of restructured the parking lot. You never really have a road intersecting a parking lot and a destination. It just creates problems. So we redesigned it where we pushed the parking lot up to the bathhouse and the beach, and then we moved the road behind it. So that's kind of our first phase of construction at Pitibone, where next year we're going to actually raise the South Pitibone Drive Road where you go from the bathhouse to the boat club. It tends to flood a lot back there, and it floods at low river levels as well. So we're going to raise that up and just enhance that space.
I know a lot of people put their kayaks in right there in front of where you rented out the kayaks and paddle boards. Is that still going to be an option?
Yep, we actually just finished some construction with that too. We put a new paved walking way for people to, use their kayaks, and a little better approach space too. So we'll have some blinking lights and some stuff too, because now there's going to be a road that'll kind of intersect that. But it should be a lot safer for people, because we saw this year was extremely busy for people to be launching kayaks and canoes and stuff over at Pitibone.
A lot of cool things happening with La Crosse Park Recreation and Forestry Department. Jared, how do we find out more information about all the fun things and all the excitement that's going on with the Park and Rec Department? You
can head to our Facebook page, City of La Crosse, Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, or you can go to our website, cityoflacrosse.org, and that's /park.
Got a telephone number?
Area code 608-789-7533 is our number. 608-789-7533.
The Year of Vision 2020 Conversations with Department Heads from the City of La Crosse is a podcast4hire.com production. For more information about La Crosse, visit the website cityoflacrosse.org.